Hello and welcome to another episode of The Art of Kicking Ass Elegantly TV. I'm your host, Michelle Hext. This week I'm going to be chatting with you about the one thing that you need to be working on in your business if you really want the success that you dream of. Okay, so what is this one single thing that we need to be focusing on? It's you. The one single thing that you need to be working on in your business constantly is you. And what I mean by this is that it all starts with us, doesn't it? So if we're not feeling great about anything in our lives, it's going to reflect on our business. I know for me it does for sure. So if you need to lose weight, if you need to take care of some family issues, if you need to, get your house in order, and I don't mean literally, I mean if you've got stuff cluttered all around you and it's distracting, then it's time to take care of that. What I've found is that in business, the times that I've experienced the greatest personal growth usually precede the greatest growth in my business. For me, working on myself and always growing and always expanding is my number one priority. And I know that when I take care of that, I know that when I do that, then everything else grows around me. So if you're feeling a little bit stuck, things aren't going quite the way that you want them to, really have a look at where you are in your life right now and how happy you are. Happiness is underrated, honestly. It's such an important element. So if you don't feel joy in your life every day, if your life is the treadmill and you're feeling anxiety and stress every day about your work, if you're worried about financial troubles, all that sort of stuff, it's going to have a direct impact on your business. I'm always talking to my family and my friends and to Dave about protecting my energy, and what that means is, for me, I know for sure that if my energy is negative and if I let that steamroll, then, it impacts my business. And I'm not talking about, walking around being a Pollyanna all the time, because that's certainly not me. But, my natural state is one of optimism, and happiness. And so if I'm not in that state, there's something going on and I need to work out what that is. And so recently I've been on a huge growth spurt, and at the moment I'm partway through Gabby Bernstein's May Cause Miracles, and I'm really loving that. I've had some really deep, epiphanies through that book. And, it's interesting. I do a lot of self-work. And I'm very, very self-aware. So I kind of thought I'll just go through the motions and see what happens. But there's some really good stuff in there, and I think at every age and stage of our lives, there's always more stuff. And when I say stuff, I'm not necessarily talking about negative stuff, but, for me, it's a way to get to know myself even more, on a deeper level than ever before. And over the weekend, Dave and I watched The Secret while we were in bed. I grabbed the laptop, and over the 2 mornings we watched The Secret. And again, it was just a reminder of that energy stuff. Everything that we want, everything that we're trying to create stems from us. And if we're in a really negative mind frame, and if we're speaking negatively, if our thoughts are negative, it just steamrolls and we get more of that. But if we generate a really strong feeling of love and abundance and joy, then we get more of that too. And I know for sure that, never ever in business have I had a huge growth spurt in business when I've been in a negative state of mind. It just doesn't happen. So the best thing that you can do right now, if things aren't going great, is work out what's going on in your head, and what's going on in your environment around you that may be adding to that. So, I know for me, I can't have clutter. Clutter just drives me crazy and it crowds my thinking, and I'm not as effective. So I know if I'm feeling a little bit niggly or if I'm feeling a bit agitated, the first thing I do is do a bit of a declutter, and already, things start to settle. And the other thing is not just decluttering stuff, but decluttering thoughts. If you're finding yourself pushing thoughts away all the time and you find yourself just wanting to be distracted, just stop and sit and think about, what are these thoughts that are trying to come in? Just let them come, and work your way through them. And then you can put them to bed. Instead of avoiding and avoiding and avoiding, face them head on, and then you can deal with them. When we've got emotional clutter, when we've got clutter in our environment, it makes it very hard to be in flow. And flow is what it's all about. When we're in flow, things happen effortlessly. You know, we feel like we're in our zone, and life is a much happier place to be, that's for sure, and that's where we want to be. So if you're struggling in business right now, if you're struggling financially, then really take a good look at your mind, you know, and what's happening there, and also your environment. And, you know, can't recommend May Cause Miracles highly enough. And also The Secret. If you've never watched it, watch it. And if you have watched it, then watch it again. You know, it's just a really good reminder of how important our energy is and just what a massive impact this has on our business. Anyway, that's it for this week. I'll see you all next week. Have an awesome one. Bye.